In this lecture, we are going to fix the styles for our block. The problem lies with the CSS of the editor. If we were to look at the CSS of the elements in the editor, the problem would become clear as day. With your developer tools, you can inspect the styles of the h2 tag. For your convenience, I provided a simplified version of the problem. If you can recall, during the development of our theme, we ran into issues with the editor's styles. Additional elements and styles are applied to our theme, which caused conflicts. We had to get creative by adding an additional CSS file to address these issues. The same problem is happening again, but with our custom block. Unlike the front end, our CSS has to live side by side with Gutenberg CSS. The Gutenberg editor will add CSS to our block. The selector is very long. However, the most important piece is the margin properties. The margin left and margin right properties will align the block in the center of the page. Up until now, this feature has been helpful. However, it's not going to be helpful for our block. Our CSS code is setting the block's width with the max width property. This is why we're experiencing awkward positioning on the editor but not on the front end. The width of the block is dependent on the inner content. If the content does not stretch to the allotted max width, it'll be centered on the page. Fixing our block is extremely simple. We can surround the rich text component with a div tag. The div tag will have a full width, while the h2 tag can continue to have a content-based width. In your editor, open the index.js file. Next, surround the rich text component with the div tag. Next, we need to move the block props object from the rich text component to the div tag. The block props data should always be applied to the root element. Next, we need to move the fancy header class from the div tag to the rich text component. Luckily, the rich text component supports the class name property. This goes for all of WordPress's components. Let's apply the class name property with a value of fancy header. Above the return statement, we are adding this class in the useBlockProps function. Let's remove the object from the function. These changes should fix our block. The save function does not need to be updated with the same changes. The problem lies within the editor only. Let's try testing our block by refreshing the page. The awkward positioning has been successfully removed. Now that we've got that settled, let's move on to other topics.